Hello there, welcome once again to Living on Purpose. My name is Fola Daniel Speaks. Today I want to tell you, stop blaming others for your failure. Stop blaming others for your failure. How long are you going to blame other people for your failure? Or how long do you think you will have the right or keep the right to blame other people for your failure? Somebody said, you can be born poor and it's not your fault that you were born poor, but it's your fault if you remain poor. There are people today who have become full-grown adults and they're still blaming their parents for everything that is happening in their lives. Their parents have done their bits and have left them, and their parents are not in any way, by every proven consequence or beyond reasonable doubt, you can see that their parents are not connected to what is happening in their lives anymore. They have given you the little education they can give you. They have given you the little life they can give you. They have given you the little money they could afford to give to you. What else do you want from them? You are now an adult. Take responsibility for your life. And there are some other people who are still blaming their friends, maybe for a business that they did together that failed 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and 15 years after, you're still blaming your friend. There are some people who are still blaming their ex-spouses for where they are today, and sometimes they are still married to those same spouses, but they are still blaming them for how they have turned out today. And it's something that happened 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even 3 years ago. They're still blaming that person for how they are today. You cannot continue to blame other people for your failure. One of the things that you do when you blame other people for your failure is simply saying that you have power over me. You determine what happens to me. I don't have control. You determine what happens to me. And because you determine what happens to me, this is how you have decided my life. No. Your life is in your hands. Your fate is in your hands. Your destiny is in your hands. It's not other people that will determine your life. It is what you do to yourself that determines your life. One of the videos I recorded a few weeks back, I remember saying that you are your biggest limitation. So stop blaming other people for your failures. There are times when people can do things that can bring us down. There are times when people can do things that can cause temporary setbacks for us, but that's the best they can do. They can only create temporary setbacks for us. They cannot get us to stop in life. They cannot get us to fail completely. They cannot get you to the point where there is no other thing for you to do. You would always have something else you can do. There will always be a way around the things that you need to do. If you continue to blame other people for your failures, you will not take responsibility for your own life. And I think this is the time for you to take responsibility for your own life. What are you going to do starting from now? Yes, other people did something to you that wasn't good, that wasn't pleasant, that wasn't palatable. But from here, what are you going to do? How are you going to move on? What are you doing with yourself? How have you done something that can possibly help you to succeed? Stop blaming people. You blamed people enough. Last year when we spoke with you, you were blaming people. 10 years ago, you blamed people. 5 years ago, you blamed people. 6 years ago. So how long will you continue to blame other people for your failure? The moment you keep blaming other people for your failure, for the first few weeks when you talk about it, or first few months when you talk about it, people may listen to you. They may understand, they may empathize, they may tell you, oh, sorry, well, okay, I'm hoping that things will get better. But you have done enough of that. Get up, stop whining, stop complaining, stop blaming other people. Take responsibility for your own life. Decide what you're going to do. And the moment you decide what you're going to do, make up your mind that nobody can stop you. And if you fail, it's you. If you succeed, it's you. It's not because of what any other person did. There will always be something that you can do successfully without the influence of other people. And that's why I'm really encouraging you to make sure that you stop blaming other people for your failure. You can say, oh, but they did something that really caused me to fail. Yes, it's possible they did it. But that's not the end of life. If they did something that caused you to fail, maybe in school, they did something that caused you to lose a job, they did something that cost you, maybe they cost you a very important job. That's in the past now. From that moment or from that event, what are you going to do? Are you just going to sit there and do nothing? Are you not going to get up and do something else with your life? Are you going to stick with what they did even though they are conveniently moved on with their own lives? If they have moved on, if they are doing other things, if they didn't sit there with you, why are you still sitting there? There are people who should be succeeding excellently at some other things today, but the only reason they are not succeeding is because they have said, look, this other person is doing this to me, that other person is doing that to me, oh, that's why I can't go on. No, stop that. Stop that. I understand the pain of being hurt by other people, but if you stay with the pain and you stay with the hurt, that's exactly what they wanted you to do if they did it intentionally, and that's how you're going to remain if you do nothing with your life. You need to make that deliberate decision and be intentional about the fact that nothing that anybody has done can keep you as a failure. You need to stop blaming other people. If you don't take that away from your mind, that thing will continue to hinder you. Each time you want to do something new, you will look for somebody else to blame. You will look for somebody else to take the responsibility for your success. And so long as you keep looking for somebody else to blame, somebody else that will take the responsibility, you will never do what needs to be done. And that's why you may never succeed. But I'm sure that you want to succeed. And because I know that you want to succeed, then the most important thing for you to do right now is to make the decision that you are responsible for your success, and it doesn't matter what other people have done in the past. That's not enough to stop you. I hope that you will be encouraged despite what other people have done to you, and decide that from today you are the one absolutely responsible for your success, and you will do the needful. One of the things I think you should do is to head on now to www.foladanielspeaks.com, or you check out my YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/Fola Daniel Speaks. Thank you.